Hi team, Coach Alexa here, coach for Reading, South Oxfordshire and online. Today's video continues my series on running with, health stuff or stuff that's going on in our bodies and how that impacts our running training. But I wanted to sort of in the middle of this series have a little bit of a pause and a think about noticing the stuff that might be going on and happening in our bodies. My last little video series was on mindfulness, and one of the lovely things about mindfulness is it can be a tool that we can use to be more body aware. So we might notice a little bit earlier when something's changing slightly. So an example for me, recently I've been struggling a little bit with energy levels, with feeling a little bit more fatigued. And I should have kind of put two and two, I'd noticed it, but I've not really sat down to ponder it and work out, is this diet related, is this sleep related or whatever. And then I went to my usual plasma donation and they wouldn't let me donate because my iron levels were too low, and I went, that'll do it. So having that little bit of awareness about what our body usually feels like, how it usually reacts to your training. And I think, being a runner can help with this because we tend to notice things a bit more easily when we're challenging our body a little bit more. So by getting out there and being active, we ask more questions of our body and might notice when things change a little bit. So it might be changes to your energy levels, your sleep patterns, your digestive system, your skin, your joints, your muscles, how you feel, all sorts of different things. But having a bit of a baseline for that and then noticing the changes is a really, really useful thing to do. We can pick up if something's just changing slightly from normal. And some of that can be perfectly normal. So, I work with plenty of women whose monthly cycles means that their bodies feel different at different points in that month. Also, when you start to approach perimenopause and menopause, quite a lot of fairly significant changes all thrown at you at once in a particularly joyous fashion. But everybody as well just moves through the decades. Our bodies do change, and how they work and their likes and their dislikes will just gradually change as we get gradually older too. But it is useful to see if there's anything that needs looking into. So if you're developing a little bit more muscle soreness, or if your digestive system has changed, the things it likes and the sort of regularity to how often you go to the loo, for example, changes, or if things that were working really well for you fueling wise have changed, if your recovery time after an average sort of training week is getting longer. These are useful things to notice, and it might be something or it might be nothing, but they're good things to notice. Have a little bit of reflect on, see if you can spot any patterns. I suspect that the fact that I was away travelling for a week, my diet was, really different to usual. I'll be honest with you, not half as healthy as it usually is. And the fact that I've had a couple of things going on the background life-wise will have impacted the energy level, fatigue, and probably also the iron levels. But, we'll see how I feel over the next few weeks and whether it bounces back. And if it does, with those changes, then great. If it doesn't, then it might be something that I look into a little bit more. So keeping a bit of an eye, noticing those changes, in being curious about them, investigating them a little bit, and then, perhaps seeing if there's anything that you need to change yourself, or there's something that you need a little bit of help with from somebody else or somebody in the medical community. Hope that's useful. Happy running.